What's up you guys, it's Ed from TechSource and welcome to the Azureon gaming PC build. And I wanted to build a monster gaming PC for just 800 bucks, and by the looks of it, I think I did a pretty good job. So I've been thinking about doing one PC build every month from now on, and if that's something you guys want to see happen, make sure to hit that like button, that way I know to keep going. But anyways, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and start this video. Okay, so I went with the i5-4590 quad-core CPU because the performance you get from Intel processors are just amazing. They are especially great for gaming if you don't mind paying a little bit more. For this build to work, I had to get a quad-core Haswell chip which will be able to handle any game out there. I was also able to overclock the CPU to 3.5 GHz, which is pretty good considering that I don't have liquid cooling. For the graphics card, I went with the Sapphire Radeon R9 290 overclocked version, and it features a 4GB memory, a clock speed of 5200 MHz, a single HDMI and DisplayPort, along with triple fans. Pair this baby with the i5-4590 and you have yourself a solid gaming PC. For RAM, I went with two 4GB G-Skill sticks with 16 MHz memory speed, and running these in dual channel mode ensures you get optimal read and write speeds. It's also plenty of RAM for basically any game out there. Keeping all the parts together is the AceRock Z97 Anniversary motherboard. It can support up to 5th generation Intel i7 processors and 32GB of RAM with 3100 memory speed. It also features 6 SATA ports and 6 USB ports. Because I wanted to keep the budget at the $800 mark, I had to ditch the SSD and get a terabyte hard drive from Western Digital. There should be plenty of space for most people, and if it isn't, you can definitely add more if you choose to. To power up the Azureon, I went with a Corsair 500-watt modular power supply. This build really only needs about 350 watts of power to run, but I figured 500 watts is a good amount for future-proofing any additional upgrades. I also went with a modular PSU to make cable management a lot easier, and if you guys want to save a few bucks, you can go with a non-modular version, which I will also link below. Finally, I went with a Corsair 300R ATX mid-tower case. You do have the option to get a clear side panel. However, I opted for the all-black panel. It features two USB 3.0 ports, an audio and microphone port, along with the power buttons all located on the front of the case for easy access, and it has plenty of clearance inside for even the biggest of graphics cards. So how does the PC perform for gaming and benchmarks? Well, it actually performs better than the Neutron 2.0 from Austin Evans' channel. He did an $800 gaming PC last month, and well, this PC actually does a lot better for the same price point. But I'll let you guys check out the results for yourself. So before we jump into the gaming and benchmarks, here are the actual specs of the PC and the clock speed. You can see that it's running at a stable 3.5 GHz. The motherboard temps are averaging around 37 degrees Celsius, which is similar to all 4 cores on the CPU as well. And if you look on the bottom, you can find the graphics card temperature as well, which is currently at 43 degrees Celsius. So overall, really cool temperatures across the board. Starting off the benchmarks, we have the popular Cinebench R15, which is used to test the CPU and graphics card performance. Skipping to the end, we have an FPS score of 111.7 and a CPU score of 521. And you can compare this score with your own PC to see where it stands if you're interested. Now moving to a more popular test for gaming PCs, we have the 3D Mark 11 Firestrike benchmark. Azureon scored an 8534, which is 83% better than all of the results, and you can see how high it ranks up compared to other high-end gaming PCs, so really got a solid score. Now let's take a look at gaming with some of the most popular graphic-intensive games like GTA 5. I ran the benchmark test on this game and it received a score of 94.5 frames per second on normal settings, but here's the actual gameplay with the frame counter on the top left. For Battlefield 4, it managed to pick up an average frame rate count of 69.5 on high settings. For Metro Last Light on high settings, I was able to get an average of 65.5 frames per second. For Bioshock Infinity on high settings, we get a very high 197.5 frames per second. Last but not least, we get a solid 130 frames per second for Diablo 3 on high settings as well. So this PC can definitely handle graphic intensive games with ease, so if you guys only have $800 to drop on your next PC, this is definitely the one you want to build. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is something you want to see done every month, definitely hit that like button and let me know by dropping a comment down below. Also, all the parts featured in this video will be listed in the description section down below if you guys are interested. By the way, I do have my Twitter followers vote on the PC budget amount. That's actually something I don't control. And if you guys want to participate on the next PC budget amount, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram. I also post a bunch of sneak peek and behind the scenes, so those of you guys that have been following me there already know what parts I was going to use for the PC build. Also, make sure you guys stick around for the giveaway announcement for the PC. One lucky subscriber will win this thanks to theunlockingcompany.com, and I will have the details on that on a later video, which is actually coming up really soon, so make sure you guys stick around for that. But other than that, thanks again for watching. This is Ed from TechSource. I will see you guys in the next video.